Good morning, guys. Anne here. Today's Wednesday, December 17th. So, yeah, I had my first chemo treatment last Thursday on the 11th, and, that went well and everything. And then I started feeling sick that evening, actually, that first night, and then because of that and like this, I started taking my meds, but because of that and the steroids that they gave me as well, I didn't really sleep that well that first night. It was very difficult. And then it just still kind of all the symptoms started kind of gradually coming on, going into Friday. And then Friday, I was, feeling nauseous. And I also went in to get my Neulasta booster shot. And then, after that, following the next couple hours, I started feeling the bone soreness, the bone soreness that comes with that, because of the booster shot, as I think I mentioned before, it gives you a surplus of white blood cell count, and so that way, since I have a compromised immune system while on chemo, I have to, so to keep my, count from getting, try to keep my count from getting too low, they give me an extra, since, like I'd mentioned before, chemo kills off, rapidly growing cells, and, which is cancer, but then also at the same time it kills off, healthy cells, including white blood cells. So anyway, so that gave me a surplus, but the thing with the white blood cells is that those develop in, my bone marrow. And so since there's so many, that's what causes the bone soreness, which is the achiness. The achiness basically feels like, you have the flu. It's like it's body aches all over. And I started feeling that almost right away, like later that afternoon. And then the shot didn't sting as much as I thought it was going to, because that does sting a little bit too. So that kind of came gradually onset, to go along with the nausea. So I started feeling more and more like I had the flu. I slept better Friday night. So that's good. But then Saturday was the worst day for me as far as the nausea and the body aches and everything. I've had, I had no problem keeping food down, which was good. I mean, I still, it was definitely still hard to eat, even though I needed to, just because I was feeling so sick, the feeling your stomach is just so like, just squeamish, and you just, your taste buds are off, nothing tastes right and stuff, and you just don't have, that appetite. And so, but I was able to eat and stuff, and, I've made sure I've been eating and staying plenty hydrated, and, drinking as much water as possible, and, to keep things, healthy and going during this while my body's battling the side effects. And like I said, I've been taking my medications, my anti-nausea, like the Zofran and the Compazine. I've been taking that during that, and also, some stuff for, like stomach acid and heartburn, Prilosec, and Claritin helps with bone soreness as well. So I was taking that every day, as well as a couple other support meds to help with whatever I can to, try to keep me as comfortable as possible. But it was a really rough 3 days. Saturday Saturday being the worst of it. I pretty much took a little cat naps and slept off and on all weekend. And then Sunday, most of the nausea was gone, but I was still really, really achy and still not feeling that great. And then, with Monday and yesterday, I started feeling a lot better. So I'm just kind of like recovering from being sick. It's those first day or two after you come off being really sick. Those of you, who have been or kind of know and stuff. And it's, yeah, so I haven't done a video sooner just because I haven't been in any sort of state to do one, just because to be honest, I felt like total crap. And just sleeping a lot and just kind of disconnecting and just trying to, take care of myself, focus on taking care of myself, as I needed to. And also too, because I had my, follow-up appointment with my oncologist yesterday afternoon on Tuesday, where we went over the results of the needle biopsy I had last week. And I wanted to wait until, we had that in and had that, the latest information, so that way we can share that with you guys. So yeah, I went in yesterday for that, had blood work done, and which all my counts are good. My blood cells and white blood cells, everything looks good right now, so that's good. And so also, yeah, we went over the pathology report from the needle biopsy of my axillary nodes, and unfortunately, those came back positive for cancer. So that's definitely, it was very, disheartening. My oncologist was just very like, it's such a rare thing. He was just, I don't know what the right word is, flabbergasted. Just, this is so rare, that to get this kind of false positive, or false negative, I'm sorry, with the sentinel nodes, because as you all remember, those came back negative when I had my mastectomy. And so, normally, they stop there because those are the first nodes that cancer hits when it spreads to that area, underneath, right here, my armpit area. And so it's very, just so rare, case where it's the auxiliary nodes are positive and the sentinel ones are negative. So that just kind of throws a curveball in things. It basically means that I'm going to have more surgery. And then this changes my prognosis. Clinically before so now I'm pathologically and clinically I'm a stage 3, whereas before it was, I was a 2, yeah, so it's just with my case, it's, making the staging particularly tricky until we had all the information and everything. So this does, change and gives me a worse prognosis. So yeah, I'm stage 3. And so what's going to happen now is that, so I'm going to do my, first 4 rounds of chemo with the adriamycin and the Cytoxan, infusion. The first, I'm going to do 4 rounds of that as planned every 2 weeks. And I'll be done probably by the end of January. And then at that point, about, after, let me recover from the chemo, and then about, 2 to 3 weeks after that, I will have more surgery to go in and get the axillary nodes and, see where we're at, and, do another PET scan and go in and, get the auxiliary nodes out. And then let me recover for, I'll need to recover from that surgery for probably about 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how, how it is and how I heal up and everything. And then we'll start, so probably by March, maybe, I will start, this is just kind of a rough timeline. We don't have that nailed down yet. I will start the last 4 cycles with the Taxol chemo. Um, and then after that is, as now the plan is to do the radiation after the chemo's all done, the 6 weeks of radiation and the 5 days a week type of thing. And so then we're hoping and praying that, the chemo gets it all. I mean, there's also the area of concern towards the, middle of my chest area, but that's like I have said before, like because of where it's located, they can't, they can't operate on that. So we're getting that still with the chemo. So we don't know for sure if that's positive or if that's, but we know for sure now that my auxiliary nodes are positive for cancer. So we're just hoping and praying that, it gets, we get it all, and, with all of this, and yeah. So it's a very disheartening, very, very heartbroken yesterday. We were definitely hoping it was going to be better. So, I'll continue thoughts and prayers. I'll definitely be, appreciate, we love everything that you guys have, been doing, showing your support, and it's meant the world to us, and it's helped us so much. It's been very stressful, to say the least. And, again, and thank you for continuing to follow this and my updates and everything. And I always try to keep you guys in the loop as much as possible. As much, as stuff comes in and, or anything else changes. But, so this is, as of today, this is where we're at, and this is what we're looking at. I'm trying to stay strong and, positive all the time, but it's hard sometimes, You have to break down sometimes, and we definitely did last night. So anyway, definitely keep you guys posted, and, we love you guys, and, we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.